You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca. Good evening, Tamara. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing not too bad. Not too bad myself. Keeping busy.
Digging out of the snow here.
Digging out of the snow. You got it. And we got more coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really slow starting. We didn't get much at all. And these last few weeks, it's just been coming down.
Yeah, February, they told me it's going to be a blistering one. And it has been minus like 16, 17 here. It's been minus 40 in Grand Prairie, where Alvin's going. Well, I think he's heading back to Alberta on Sunday, but yeah. And snowing.
Well,
didn't snow when I was in the pub.
At least it's been the snow hasn't been the heavy, wet stuff. We've been getting here. Ours is more of the dry and fluffy stuff.
Yeah, I guess it's been pretty dry too. Thankfully, because the humidity kills me.
Right. What are you eating?
Oh, I found some healthy snacks instead of coming home and eating a box of Smarties.
Yeah.
These are made in Canada, Mississauga, Ontario.
You're eating seeds?
Yeah, seeds.
Oh.
Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, coconut, and dried fruit.
Oh, they don't bother you?
No.
Obviously not.
No, I can eat seeds. I don't, because I've got lymphatic colitis. It doesn't have pockets. It just shoots right through you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so no, I don't have that issue at all.
But
it's owned by women. Owned by women.
Oh, yeah? You can't read it, Blu-ray. Okay.
Yeah, women owned, and it's Canadian, Mississauga, Ontario.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Healthy food.
Well, like I said, better than eating Smarties. I've had to give up Smarties because they're, made in the States. I had to give up Sunny D because it's a product of the United States. I'm drinking Minute Maid apple juice.
Did I see a bud in your hand?
No.
Oh, it's a lighter. Oh, okay, all right.
No, I don't have any buds in my hands.
Just you got a lighter. You got your bud. I thought it was a bud. It's a lighter.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's it's that time of day.
Yes.
I got up at 3, but I actually had a lady deliver me some fertilized eggs for my henny penny in the house. So I got a broody hen. Fertilized eggs. So I got a broody hen, so the hen's now sitting on those eggs, and hopefully those
eggs are okay. All right.
And if there's roosters,
surrogate.
Yeah, and then that's what happens when you get broody chickens, right? The Silkies go broody quite a bit, so I got her some eggs. And then she'll maybe help choke those eggs, and if we get roosters, they can go back to the farm they came from, and if not, then I end up with maybe a couple copper or the black marmon.
Right. And this is the one that's in the living room?
Underneath the dining room window, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Dining room, all right.
Yeah, her and the bunny get the sunlight together, and it's like kind of keeps them not so they're like everywhere.
Right, and the egg would be warm no matter what.
Yeah, probably because it's sitting right by a heat register.
Yeah. Well, how long until it hatches?
They were fertilized today, 24 days. So they were laid today, 24 days from today.
Oh, is that how quickly they hatch?
Yep.
Wow.
Chicks are 24, eggs, quails are 17.
Gee, that doesn't take long.
No. But it takes them 6 months to start laying eggs. Chickens, where quails only take like 6 weeks.
Wow.
I will never have quails again. They're the stinkiest, rottenest, grossest things ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what are you smoking?
This be the Snowberry, Snowtastic 91K from Tweed still. I'm still going with that strain. It's been,
Oh yeah, you've really enjoyed it. This is a couple shows now you've had that.
well, I buy an ounce a week. They only sell it in 14s. So I bought 14, I bought 2 14s. You can do that. You can buy 2 of them, right? So,
Well, yeah, that's you're still under the 30 grams, right?
right. So yeah, I just been buying 2 of those. It's a little pricier because it's $65 a half. But
right. Well, then it's 130 for an ounce, which is still better than
$2.50.
right.
Because there's Broken Coast there for $2.50 if you want it. The Woody Nelson, it's like $189 if you want it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never priced it out. I've never
Yeah.
gone in to buy a bag.
Well, and the thing of it is, like in BC, you can only get so many. Like they only offer you certain providers. Like the providers that we get
Yeah.
are from BC. Like they're
Don't they in BC? Don't they also have the option to deal directly with the retailers as well as going through the government end of things to get it?
They do, but
Yeah, we can't do that here.
I don't know what's going on with that, but I know that one microcrafter that I do know out in out of town here, but he has to still package through a supplier in Nelson. So the microcrafter then has to have a microcrafting license, and he has to have not a production license, but a processing and packaging license. Right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
they have a processing and packaging license, and they can take their crop to a supplier that has the processing or the packaging and whatever licensing, and then they distribute it through them. So even though it's certain grower out in blah blah, it goes to Nelson first, gets packaged there, put it into a different label. Their name's on it somewhere, but you don't really know if it's them or not. And a lot of these small crafters have to do that because they can't afford to have everything.
Right.
They're not
Oh no, they can't. No.
Well, they're not producing enough.
And then sometimes just the companies just focused on maybe the growing end. They're not worrying about. They're just basically being a grower to supply the industry with just the raw cannabis.
A bigger licensed producer. Because the licensed producers, the big licensed producers, so it's going to a different, bigger licensed producer.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Licensed producers have higher quantity, have higher turnover, so they have production or usually a production, processing, and packaging license already with the growing license. They've already done that process, so they can bring in small crafters and do their stuff for them without it really interfering with what they're already doing. Right?
There you go. Yeah.
It's just like a big guy, you have the little guy.
Yeah. Yeah. For example, Remo, when he was on the show, they talked about their growers use, his products. So they, in order for him to make his big doobies. So, they get it from other places as well.
They're doing the same thing. They're doing the processing, packaging portion of it.
Yeah.
And it under their branding and then putting it out into the stores.
Yeah.
And that then gives them the ability to do the marketing portion of it and get into like the trade fairs and all that kind of stuff without have to being there to grow all the time.
No, yeah, exactly. And who knows, maybe their supplier, that's all they do is just grow.
Well, yeah, they've got several different ones. I believe there's several different
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any limitation, but it's also they're doing a medical licensing branding, I think is what they did. They did it under the medical portion because there's still medical patients that still order online, right? Like
right.
You still license, you still can access Broken Coast and all these producers that are, producing medical, right? So as far as I knew, it was something to do with medical.
It's too bad they wouldn't give them a part of that license to being that with that license, they're dealing directly with patients. They should allow them to increase the milligrammage.
I think they absolutely see that when I was reading the licensing before, it said that you could supply anybody, including yourself. So I don't know if that was like me misreading it, but when you read the way the licensing is worded, it almost says that you can directly sell to patients, but not.
Yeah. With a medical license,
right?
Patients,
but not. Yeah,
it's right on the. It's right on the. Well, here, just give me a second here.
But I'm pretty sure that, that's a possibility because, Tweed and all those guys have to have that portion of the license. There's so many
Yeah.
like miswordings and different levels of what licensing there is. It's not just one general license. It's several different, and you can have them all if you fill out the application properly. You can actually absolutely get them all. It's just like if you just don't fill them all out at the same time, you just have to break them all down. And if you're not ready to have them all at the same time, you can separate them.
As far as licenses, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to apply for everything at once. You can, but you don't have to.
No. You're allowed to expand and grow, and that's all part of doing that.
And why things have been tweaked and changed, I think, because of the fact that they have been expanding and people have done it in steps, so they've had to tweak some things with along the way. I had an ashtray in here. I don't know what the hell happened to it.
You need an ashtray?
Well, I had one, and I don't know where it went.
Wow.
My husband probably took it out to the living room.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. All right, I'll figure something out.
Somewhere there.
No, it's not, but I've got something that I can use.
You got something that you can use instead?
Yeah. It's never a big deal.
So, how's the update on the CSP?
Still colder than hell.
Yeah.
I've helped a couple people this week, just like from work. Like I still have the offsite patients that I'm helping, right?
Right.
So I'm still helping those people. There's 7 of them right now. Like there was actually 10, and the one is kind of petered off. I haven't heard from her in a couple weeks, and I don't go chasing them. And I know one's in Costa Rica right now. She has a place down, and she goes away for 6 months out of the year. She's a nurse, right? So, or a retired nurse. So she's older, and she goes away. She's got a place that she's had for years, her and her, whatever. Anyway, so she's gone for 6 months, and the other one, I haven't heard from her, but still 7, 8 this week.
Yeah.
People, and like I said, as soon as it warms up, and I know that they're back. But it's
Just so that the people come and move them into warming centers, basically.
Yeah, once it hits minus 15, they basically kind of force them. But because it's been so cold, and they've expanded the travel lodge a bit because they've opened another facility called the Lazy Bear.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure it's not open yet, but I think that they've opened up more rooms at the shelter, so there's more space because of the cold. It seems like everybody's like not housed permanently, but it seems like there's not a lot of people milling around right now. Because I've gone looking behind McDonald's and stuff too, this last week, and it's cold.
Nobody.
It's minus 17.
No, maybe it's because you're an opportunity. Like you still got, like you said, 7 that you're still sleep.
Oh yeah, like those ones
aren't.
Those ones are not. And that, like I just take stuff to work with me too all day. Like I pack a bag.
Well, yeah.
When I go to work every day, I always take a little bit of everything with me, just in case somebody randomly comes in, because you just never know. So I never go to work without taking stuff.
So like it's even if like any donations that come your way, obviously, you might be able to. It'd be nice if you got enough to come in that allows you to build up a bit of a supply, being that there's not, you're not dealing with as many people.
Right, and I'm still, like I said, I still have some weed left. I still have some candy left. I still have RSO, so I can make more candy too. So it's not like I'm out of anything. I still have the beautiful tubes that Dakota made, and actually I might have stolen one this morning when I jumped out of my car because we're in the car, and I forgot a tube for work, and I'm like, oh, that one looks good, scooped out of the top of the bag. So she might have made this one, but yeah, they're beautiful handmade tubes from Ontario, right? So those right. Because like I said, like if they don't, like I've been handing those out over time and stuff too, but my car's still packed full of chips, dog food, anything that I like, tubes, socks. Like I don't take that stuff out of my car ever, right? It's always in the back of my car. So yeah, the only thing that ever comes in and out is usually the cannabis, right? And stuff to add. Like I have all that macaroni and cheese, but the hummus and the crackers, it got frozen, so I'm not sure the hummus is any good.
Yeah, okay.
And then the Kraft dinner I took out, but it's microwavable, and nobody's got a microwave over there.
No, I don't imagine that they do.
Yeah, there's no electricity, right? So I mean, macaroni wasn't. I mean, I'll keep it because I'll take it down to the food bank or something. Like,
well, can you make it into a macaroni salad?
I could. I absolutely could. That's a good idea. I could take all that because it's just macaroni. Like
Yeah.
it's but they just
Because people eat macaroni salads cold, right? So I'm just trying to think, what could you eat cold dealing with macaroni?
good idea. I could do that. I could use that macaroni for that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right. Hey.
How could I infuse it though? I'd have to infuse it. How do you infuse macaroni salad?
Is there any type of dressing?
Well, yeah, I got mayonnaise.
Okay. Can you put it in the mayonnaise?
Should be able to. It's fatty, right? It's got eggs and
Yeah.
oil, canola oil, olive oil. I could use infused olive oil.
Correct. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, there's always a solution because there's everything can usually be infused. There's not a lot that can't.
Wow. Yeah.
As long as it's got fat and oil and stuff for that, tetra hydrochlorides to attach to, it will, a little bit of heat, not too much.
Yeah.
Not too hot.
The
Ooh, that's a good idea. Make my own mayonnaise.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So I got an envelope here.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. Health Canada. Oh, is that your renewal?
Renewal time.
Do you send yours just off in regular mail, or do you put it in the signature, or like?
Express post signature required.
Yeah.
That's the line we used for many years.
Right? Express post signature required. I know. I remember the one time when we moved here, we sent ours in, and we ended up getting it back with the fucking envelope and with a letter saying, "You missed a spot somewhere on this application."
Oh yeah,
of it ever being here. So you can't say to if you have a grow going, "Well, I've got it. I've sent it there," and they know that because they send it back envelope and all, and there's been no record of you ever. It's like
over all of my years of doing those MMAR forms, especially the MAR forms, I think I had 2 that came back.
This was my
and I'm not talking just my own. Like I did piles and piles of applications. People would get a hold of me, and we would meet at the cafe, and I'd sit there and help them fill out their paperwork, right?
Well, Al, let me tell you, this was the new application, and it was for a production site. And there's one little sneaky spot that you have to sign that doesn't stand out that well.
Oh yeah.
Then when they sent it back, they highlighted it for you, and then you got to send it back. But
yeah, put a little sticky little note on there, a little arrow or something. Yeah,
saying you might have missed something here, right? And it was on the production site, and it's underneath the owner's name and address. You have to sign there too, not just him.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that. I never done a production site before, right? So we made it.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't realize that I had to sign where the owner signed, but I did. So, anyways, we sent it back, and it was all fine.
Because it says something.
It's me giving him permission to have access or something.
Yeah, because it's not. It wouldn't have been there. They didn't own the home,
right? And it's not
so
that
the owner has to give permission, right? And it's not if it was, and it wasn't their regular residence.
Well, because it's a production site, and he's not your grower. Anybody but you, like if you're in your own grower, you're not supposed to have anybody else in there. Right? Those are the rules. Designated grower 2 is not supposed to have the patient or anybody else in there.
No, designated grower is allowed to have the patient in there now.
Oh, are they now?
Yeah.
Well, before they weren't, right?
Correct.
So,
correct. Yes.
For a production site, you have to give permission to the owner of the property to be able to go into your grow in case of fire, emergency, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
Yeah.
Because a production site is supposed to be like, because it's not your resident, it's where you're supposed to be growing and nobody else is supposed to go in
there. Yeah. Your license is just technically for you to be in there, nobody else.
Mine.
Good thing for babysitters.
Right? Like, Christ,
well, they do more inspections now these days, but
only to a licensed production site. I haven't heard. Are they going to like patients' places and
Oh
inspect?
yeah, they've done more. We've done some reports over on the news end of things.
Oh, you're kidding. See, that's a first, because the whole time, like, let's
Yeah,
put it this way.
StratCan usually has information on that.
Why would they be going like looking at patients' licensing? Like they got time.
Why?
Is that
You
where
have
my
to ask that question. Why they have to go to?
they will, because like if that's where my money's going, my
They go,
tax.
yeah.
I
They
don't
go
want
to the patients' houses when they get these huge numbers. That's what That's usually that they want to check things.
oh my
How
god.
often you think they'll be worried? Well, somebody can have 5 grams but still be growing like 150 plants, right? Instead of the 15 that they're allowed to legally, or the
Well, they could be, but
5
most
grams, 25 inside, huh?
they could be, but most people don't.
No, I completely agree. I remember doing a news story on a guy that had a license for 200 plants, and he was busted with over 2,500. And you think, why?
Yeah, why would you do that? Like you don't get enough already? Trust me, like must greedy. The grass is greener, people. The grass is greener, people.
Yeah, so I just grow what I need and be good with that. So, but yeah, hang that in, keep that stack going. As
Yeah.
far as
Well, that's the thing, to stay sustainable. I'm trying to pop some seeds, get my basement cleaned up too, and throw some plants in, because that way it will help too, right?
yeah,
So
well, if patients don't renew their licenses because it's legalized and it's just fuck it type thing, then the numbers go down, and then it gets to the point of why have a medical program if nobody's putting in the paperwork for it.
that's true. I agree with that. But if they're harassing patients and coming in and inspecting their shit, who would want to fucking be a patient?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not. They do visit patients' places. They did way back then, but it was very few and far between.
Right? Very far between.
Yeah. Oh no, the numbers have gone up.
That was one thing that really bothered me about the whole program, is that, having to be licensed like a dog. You know what I mean? Like, why does it matter? Like, why do they have to know? Like, a license, it sounds like I'm being tagged like a
Well, you
dog.
can, don't forget. Yeah, you can collect up 100 5-gallon jugs of gasoline, and you're not a threat, right?
Right?
Yeah.
God damn, if you have 5 marijuana plants, Jesus, that's a threat. You're a terrorist.
They're threat to society.
They were. They had the ridiculous stuff that they would say. Unbelievable. I've been reminded of, radicals. You're
Mm.
a radical. It's like, what the fuck do you mean radical? Oh, you went and protested on Parliament Hill. That's pretty radical. Is it? Oh.
Oh.
I
Oh.
didn't realize
They were always good times.
I've never had a bad time. I've never had any violence. I've never been arrested at a protest.
No.
But apparently, if you protest, you're now a radical. Oh, you're a radical. You're radical. What?
Only once was I ever questioned at any of the rallies or anything that I attended over the years, and that was one in Oshawa. I'm trying to think exactly what we were doing, and a police officer came up to us and asked us if we had our licenses. I was wearing, and the only thing I had done, the only thing is, for myself, for example, I was wearing a hoodie that had a cannabis leaf on the back. I wasn't smoking in his presence. They still wanted to know if I was licensed.
Yeah.
Still needed to show them proof, right?
Why?
Yeah, like I've got a 15-year-old photo ID license card, the ones that the machine broke. I carry that in my wallet.
I have to carry the pink thing around. Actually, it was green before.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've got it still too. I found it the other day in the drawer. And I'm like, okay. But then I had my pinks in, right? But I've got pictures of me holding it because I was so happy the first time I got it. And then maybe it was the second one I got that was green. I got 2 different ones. Yeah,
The pink form.
The PR was the pink.
We had to carry the originals. We had to carry the originals.
Yeah, I know.
And you
And
couldn't,
no photocopies.
and you weren't supposed to use a photocopy, but excuse
I
me,
don't
I
even
know
want
what
you
you
want you
did.
folding them.
The originals. Well, how do you carry one in your wallet if you don't
I
fold
know.
it? And then when you did fold it, it started to rip, and then it started to, and they were
Material.
breaking apart at the seams,
Yep.
and yeah,
During the break, we'll see
it
if I
was
can
just a
find it.
mess. And then, like, I had to take mine to the MP once and get it signed.
I knew somebody that would take it in as soon as I got it. Had
Mhm.
it signed by the MP, and then he would laminate the original, have a photocopy made at the MP's office, have him, signature,
On
whatever,
the photocopy, yeah.
and then laminate the original.
And then that way it'd just be a stiff piece of paper.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, they didn't. I think you weren't supposed to. It's like your birth certificate that I have is laminated, but then I've got one from Taven that they say do not laminate. Yeah, mine's laminated already from the government.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
It could be wrong. It's lame.
Well, they don't, yeah. Well, the ones now just come to you as a piece of paper, so.
Like a dollar bill, the same crappy paper that bills.
It's still too big. It's still something that has to be folded up and put in your wallet. It's not, they don't give you that card anymore, obviously.
Yeah,
Well,
you can order a wallet size one, I think.
Huh?
Oh, here you can order a wallet size, but it just costs more money.
Yeah, well, then they got to accept them that people maybe might want to photocopy them and put them in their wallets to protect them, protect the original.
Well,
And then you have to have your license in your grow space. So how do you carry it with you
and not have a photocopy.
and not have a photocopy?
If that one makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hung mine up on the wall, right? I had the photocopy in my pocket, even though they didn't accept the photocopy. But you got to have one,
I don't think I've ever had to. When I got arrested in Tabor, I had to have them go to my house and get my license off my desk because I wasn't carrying it with me because I was going to the fucking post office.
Right.
That's the only time I've ever had to show my license. I think flying home from Ottawa once because I had weed in my purse. And that was
Yeah, that could be a reason why.
Well, yeah. I wasn't putting it in my fucking suitcase so they could rip me off.
Hey, it's legal. Well, back then, with your
Actually,
license.
yeah, but then you'd have to put your license. I remember coming back from Ottawa the first time. I came back with 2 ounces, and I literally had my license wrapped around the weed in my suitcase with elastic bands.
Oh, really, eh?
And because they have drug dogs running through the airport.
Yep.
Right?
Did they have to? No.
No. I had no issue. Nobody said nothing. It was not a thing. It was not. But me being paranoid, I made sure that I was wrapped up in like 60 baggies. My license, with a plastic.
Especially in those early days. That.
Well, this was in 2012, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was still pretty sketchy back then.
It sure was.
Trying to fly with weed.
Fly or even just drive with it back then because it wasn't legal.
There was a point you could actually.
I smell pot in your car. Well, yeah, okay. I'm a patient and I'm traveling somewhere and I'm allowed to have it with me.
Right? Yeah. But you could vape on a plane. So 3 smarty pants from Calgary, Alberta jumped on a plane, decided to start vaping weed on the plane. They would have been fine. But one of them 3 smarty pants had to phone a fucking newspaper.
Oh, that's never good. Oh, we got a message from.
Hey, how's it going?
Cheers.
But again, I understand wanting the media attention, wanting to push the envelope, wanting to see where it get you.
Yeah.
But all you do is announce it. So then they put, all the airlines put a policy in there was no vaping on planes.
Yeah.
If you would have just done it silently, as a patient,
Yeah, I didn't go to the press. Like, you know, I know of a certain advocate that vaped in a courtroom, and they didn't go to the press to promote it though.
No, I know somebody that right in on Parliament Hill, and
Yeah.
never saw it either. Probably the same person.
Probably. Well,
she just knows the time and place, and believe me, she's gone to the media on other occasions several times about other things and these same things. But there's a place and time for shit, and if you don't want to ruin it for everybody else, you keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because it's you know, sometimes it can make things worse.
The thing is, like, I know everybody thinks in Canada we have rights. We absolutely do have rights, but we have more privilege. Like, even having a driver's license is a fucking privilege in Canada. It's not a right to have a driver's license, right?
Yeah.
It's not a right to have fucking. And a lot of countries, we got healthcare. We're thankful to have, but it's not a right to even have that. Housing, food, and that's kind of a borderline, right? But we have privileges, and it's a privilege to have medical licensing, as far as I'm concerned. It's not a privilege to have the diseases and all the medical problems that I've got.
No. And, you know, some people say, "Oh, you're lucky you got a golden ticket." And I would say, "Oh, what's so lucky about being sick? What's so lucky about having to take a 6-foot hose to check out your bowels and crap like that, man? That's not lucky. No,
there's nothing lucky about it." But I still feel, even with all the stuff going on with my health, it's a privilege that I have a hospital and a doctor that I can go to, and it's a privilege for me to be able to attain medical cannabis in this country, because there are so many other people in this world that do not have even that fucking ability.
Yeah, exactly. All right, time for us to take a break. When we return, Tamara and I will keep talking. I got being that we're talking about medical and the patients here, so I've got the websites of the paperwork. I've got them available. We'll discuss that and some other stuff when we get back after the break, right? You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor? If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from, the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and in the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyndonega.
We have 2 lines of drinks. One's called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with. And then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, you're watching the Pace Radio Show, and we're back. We're live. And what are you looking at there, Tamara?
It is access to medical purpose regulations. So this is an MMPR.
Okay. Oh, that's the old one. That was the one where we weren't allowed to grow.
No, I could.
That was the one that had the kitty litter.
An ACMPR. Sorry. Access to cannabis for medical purposes.
Yeah, ACMPR, correct.
This is the ACMPR. This is that one where I had 10 grams of dried. Possession limit 150, right? Because they put that limitation on us. This was from 2018. Yeah, that's the last time I was actually licensed for a production site. 2018.
Been a few years then.
Well, it got legalized in 2019, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I went to my doctor to get that renewed, because that would have been the one that I was going to get renewed, and was told, why? You only get 10 grams there. Why would you need more? And you can get 30.
You just go to the store, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So when it comes to the licensing, for anybody who doesn't know, it might be interested in getting a license. Obviously you need your doctor to agree with you, and the doctor needs to fill out some paperwork. And here we go. There's the doctor's paperwork right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's accessed on Health Canada's website.
Yeah. But this is at Canada.ca. Yeah. It's got a bunch of long letters on it. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put it in the chat. Health Canada's cannabis doctor form.
We have a sponsor.
And that way, anybody's looking for it, they can just click on that link. And
right. We also have a sponsor who has access to a doctor or a registered nurse practitioner that will sign medical licensing.
Yeah. Go to Limestone City Hydroponics, and they have a place there where you can get your license, your paperwork signed, and see the professional in order to do it.
Right.
Now, usually, and I believe it is the same way, they need you to bring some of your own documentation along too, if possible.
A diagnosis is the best way to go about it. Like some sort, and there's only certain afflictions that they will cover as well, right? So you're looking at MS, cancers, depending on your cancer and remission kind of deal too as well. There's colitis, Crohn's disease. The B1-2 forms are different.
You don't even do well.
It is, yeah.
There's This is I got the other form too. This is the doctor form here, and just basically, patient's name goes in there, date of birth, how much dried cannabis per day. Now, if you get prescribed 5 grams, what we would always tell people was, don't just put the number 5, because they could accuse you of putting a 1 in front of it. So spell it out, 5, FIVE, or 15, or 10, whatever it is.
Right.
And then that way they can't be accused. If you have one that goes in at 15 grams, they'll want to check with the doctor. One of those things is check the grammage, because they want to make sure that you didn't put that 1 in front of a 5.
Right.
Right. So
yeah, they become really sticky since they did that whole kiosk on affordability for the military.
yeah.
20 grams
So
per
there you go. You just put in 12 months. Whoever uses it for days, I'm not sure. Yeah, they just put their address in, fill out the information. Sometimes a doctor will have a stamp, and all that information is on a stamp. And then they sign it and date it. Now, if it's going to go to like an LP, there's a spot right there where they can initial.
Right.
Yeah.
That used to be a back page. Used to
What's
run
that?
separate. That initialing part used to be a separate page.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's the medical form for the patients.
2 pages. That's it now.
Yeah, that was it. That's just for the doctor. Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, for as far as the rest of it, for the patient to fill out, okay, that is another form, which is the access to cannabis for medical purposes form. And that's this one right here. Okay. And the front page has got a bunch of information on it. If it's new, you just check new. If it's renewal, you check the renewal. If it's renewal, you put your MCR number in there. Right. Or this is also the same form you can use for a amendment. Let's say you moved, or you want to grow outdoor or outdoor versus just indoor. Those are amendments. So you check off that box. You fill out the rest of the application, and you can like, I know for myself, I was able to fill it out right here on my computer. Other than doing the signature thing, I had to print it off and then sign it. Right. The application's name, you just put your name, your sex, phone number, all pretty simple. Where you live. Now select what best describes the address where you live. Right. Is it a private residence? Is it a house? Is it private residence? Is it an apartment or a condo? Or is it not a private residence, such as a hospice? I don't know anybody who gets to grow in a hospice, though. But and then, well, they could be getting it from a licensed producer too, right? And then having it sent to them. But how long are you in the hospice for? And then, whether it's not a private residence, such as a hospital, right? Mailing address. Stuff there. Now, for example, let's say you were helping somebody who couldn't grow for themselves or whatever, and you're being a responsible person. It wasn't just grow for themselves, but you are their caregiver, somebody who's signing paperwork for them, right? So you're a responsible person. Put all their information in there. And then they want to know what kind of grow do you want? Proposed type. Do you want? Are you applying for a personal production license, or you're signing for a designated person? So that's your B1, B2, or they call it Annex A and Annex B now on this form. They need to know whether you need any starting material, whether you need any clones or seeds.
And always say yes. And get it.
Well, mine's a renewal, so I said no, because being mine's a renewal, I already have that.
They don't want you cloning your own plants, no.
Well, it's too bad.
I know what. Yeah, somewhere I heard that they don't want to even clone your own plants. I'm like, too bad. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, too bad. Do you need an interim supply? Like, I know the first time that I applied for my license, I did order an ounce. That was my interim supply. And boy, was I ever disappointed when I opened that bag, I'll tell you.
Me too.
I'm used to opening bags that have buds in them.
Where's your buds?
They weren't buds. They were.
There's grass clippings.
There wasn't one. Now, when you do this paperwork, all right, you're automatically agree to the Canadian police being able for them to communicate with the police because it's healthcare, right? They're not, you're protected by that, but you're agreeing by signing this that Health Canada can share information with the police. So that's that part. That's the beginning. And then you got your Annex A and your Annex B. Annex A is for you're gonna grow, and they want to know about your production site, whether you're going to produce all your at your ordinary residence or whether you're going to produce someplace else. Right? Simple check the box. If you're going to do it someplace else, they want to know where that's going.
Make sure you sign on the sneaky little line. And another good piece of advice is put your name on the bottom of every page.
Yeah.
So they can't lose it.
Okay, no, you don't need a production site owner if it's your ordinary. Yes, as it says, the proposed production site is my ordinary place of residence, or I am a part owner of the site. This is my ordinary place of residence. You check yes, and you skip section A2. So you don't need to fill out any of that stuff. If that is your ordinary residence. Okay, whether you're renting or whatever. And then you skip that co-owner stuff. Now your production area, they want to know if it's indoor, outdoors, partial indoor, outdoors. I've done the indoor and I've done the partial. And you can produce quite a bit outdoor. But I always found if you only get one harvest a year, it's different than getting 3 or 4. Right. Yep. Storage site, whether you're going to store it at your ordinary place of residence, or if, for example, if you're growing it at some other production site, will you be storing it there instead of at your ordinary place of residence? Then you got a bunch of questions that you declare. You haven't had any, dealings with problems in 10 years with the police. And that's it. As far as if you're going to grow for yourself, that's it. It's like 5 pages. And then you got the 2 forms for the doctor.
It used to be 35 pages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it used to be. And then if you want to be a designated grower, that's Annex B. Fill out the grower's name on there. Basically a lot of the same stuff. Ordinary place of residence. Now with the patient ends forms, you gotta send in the original form. And with a designated grower, they're looking for the criminal record check, and they want the original document of that. So that you haven't got a criminal record. Let's see, production site. Questions there. Produce at ordinary place of residence. At that person's place. Production site owner signature. If you're doing it at someone else's place. Want to know how you're going to grow. So, some of the questions are similar. They get into these checked off boxes and everything.
Yeah. Yep. Just be sure you sign it. Make sure you put your name on the bottom of every single page.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this in the chat as well.
Hi, Gail.
Hello. You hear me coming down the stairs?
Yeah.
Squeaky stair.
Yeah, it's not difficult to get back when we were first trying to get medical licensing. Even trying to get your medical doctor to get you a diagnosis so that you could was tough. What do you need diagnosis for? What do you need this paperwork for?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Some doctors wanted you to pay for it.
Yeah, sent that out. So anybody who's looking for the application form now, it's available.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that the numbers go back up to what they were before.
Yes, yeah.
But before it was more of a novelty, I think, for a lot of people.
And a lot back then too, there wasn't the clinics. Even though, a lot of people now just want to go in the clinics and they don't want to have to deal with the growing, all that stuff. They just want to go ahead and just buy it or have someone else grow it when that's why they're buying it.
Like the stores, you mean, but a lot of those 420 clinics and stuff that used to sign people for licensing, I don't think they exist anymore.
They don't think they're what?
Existing too much. Like I don't think they're making hand over fist cash as much as they were before.
No, yeah. That
But I don't even know. I haven't seen an advertise. They used to advertise for Namaste and all these 420 licensing on Facebook, and I haven't seen one for.
You don't see it like you used to.
No.
I'm just trying to. There was one. There was one in Belleville. Body. I can't think of what their name was. But yeah. And our sponsor.
Well, they've got
those for either side, grow or to the LP end of things. Right, but as far as some of them were just companies, that's all they did.
I'm just
and they were connected to licensed producers.
Right.
So and that's where they would, and some of the licensed producers would deal with the payment type thing, and of course the doctor will send you to
you know where they're showing is a link to get a medical licensing on Google. Health Link BC.
Oh, do they?
Medical marijuana, then it goes healthy because I just googled medical cannabis, and then it goes into the whole thing. If you want to grow, blah blah, it's federal license required to cultivate, process, sell cannabis for medical or non-medical purposes, blah blah, into just a general description, right?
Right.
And then it goes down to a list of licensed cultivators. How much is a CRA cannabis license? And then it's a bunch of questions. And it goes into Canada.ca, cannabis licensing application cultivation. So the first website is Canada.ca, which is where apply for cannabis. Gov.bc.ca, home liquor and cannabis regulation branch. So then it goes into ask for medical licensing. Who's eligible for medical marijuana.ca? So there's medical marijuana.ca, healthlink.bc, cannabisgrowingcanada.com, law, cannabis regulations, and its law. So I don't see like Namaste and 420.
There was one that you'd always see going, we can get you a license for 95 plants or 100 plants. Or was that 95 grams? It was 95 grams.
I'm not even sure, but there was that fellow that we had on the show too from Quebec. And he kept saying, right, I haven't heard from him either.
I see his stuff on Facebook.
But how many people are they really signing up?
Yeah, I haven't got a clue.
Because I mean, it's still
and he has his was also place wasn't just signing; he was actually selling products to patients. Right. They had a license through Health Canada. Yeah.
Right, but again, too, like, how many people are actually signing up for licensing?
Yeah.
They're not, especially.
Yeah, it's.
We first started with
the stores.
Cannabis Partners, right? the doctor still wanted $200+
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when I said that here, like, because I was gonna have it set up here, have an office here, and Ross and Debbie would have the office in Belleville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to pay $250 for that. No one.
Oh, I remember some of them were a lot more than that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. 5,000. Yeah.
5,000. I know.
Yeah. 1,500. All that stuff. Yeah.
I remember. But when people in BC were like, "I'm not paying $250 for that."
This is the last time that my doctor is going to sign my paperwork because he's retiring.
Oh, okay.
Okay. When he signed this paperwork, he's one of the things he said to me was that doesn't do the damage that opiates and steroids do.
Doesn't.
No. And he also, like, when I first saw him, the very first time I saw him, he's been my specialist for 22 years. And the first time I saw him, he says, "How can anybody let you get to this point?" And then when he signed it the last time, as I just said, much better than those. And not only did he say that, but during our discussion, he said it was, I've never had any surgery, but yet I was infected from tip of my lips to the end of my butt, through all my organs. Oh yeah, no surgery and no opiate prescriptions from him, not one.
And the thing is, opioids aren't good for your colon. They bung up. They make it so it's harder.
Yeah.
It makes it harder on anybody with IBS or any Crohn's disease or any colitis or any kind to be taking any opioid or codeine or anything that's going to do that. Because my doctor tried putting me on 90 milligrams of codeine to slow me down, and that didn't even work.
Slow you down. Oh, slow your bowel down. Okay, yeah. No, yeah. I'm actually, we're getting into some other information here, but I wasn't a person who suffered in having to run to the bathroom 40 times a day.
I wish.
Crohn's can hit you both ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So you add opioids to somebody who's dealing with constipation because of the disease.
It would make it worse. And for me,
worse.
They tried slowing it down with opioid, like with codeine opioids, and it didn't do anything. And I've got access to opioids now for my arthritis that I don't take very often. If I have to, I will. But
you have to.
That's on a very I'm tapping and that takes a lot. I'll do cannabis first. Yeah, all day long.
Cannabis can help that deals with it's not like an opiate where it makes you constipated or anything like that. No. But what it does is slows down the motility within the bowel, which is the movement, in order for it to get everything to move along.
And that's what they're trying to do with codeine. Same thing, right? They're trying to do.
Yeah.
Did not work.
No, well, so he was really happy to do that, and so that'd be the last time he'll sign it because I won't be seeing him anymore. So.
Well, it's good that he can go out knowing that it didn't harm you and that there's no adverse effects, and he's not signing you off to go to be put in a psychiatric ward from schizophrenia. Yeah. Cannabis caused you all kinds of problems.
And it was, we could sit there and have a conversation, a regular conversation. He was like a human. I told him that I asked him. I said, "Anybody told you you look like Mark Carney?" No, he's it was good. I could talk to him about a lot of stuff. He loved playing the guitar, electric guitar, George Harrison and all them. Yeah.
It's too bad to see doctors retiring, but they need to, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I was there for 22 years, so he's getting older just as long. I'm getting older as well, right? So eventually, I'm going to hit the retirement age. He's going to get the retirement age. Right.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, some of these new and upcoming doctors, like I said, when I took Taylor in to see the pediatrician, which we've got to do tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Now it's I'm sad that I won't be seeing him anymore, but I'm happy to say that I do have he has insured and made sure that is that I have a replacement. So he has already sent me on to a new doctor and a younger doctor, and one that is new and up to date of all the new stuff that's going on when it comes to Crohn's. So
well, I think there's a lot of specialties in IBS these days because of the fact there's so many people with it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, we have to process fucking zoodles.
Yeah. So I look forward to meeting the new doctor whenever that may be, and they'll be getting a hold of me to set up that appointment. So
yeah, because you have to have like a regular treatments and stuff done too, so you have to have a specialist all the time.
I have to have what?
A specialist all the time, no?
Yeah, I have to have specialists all the time. Yeah. Basically, as one of my former family doctors said to me was that all I do is look after your cholesterol levels.
That's what my GP said too.
Your blood pressures and stuff like that, right? He says your specialist is your primary caregiver for your disease. Right?
Yeah, and see, my specialist who already signs me off to my GP and so did my psychiatrist and said, "You need meds, you go see her. We don't want to see her for nothing no more. We'll give you a diagnosis and off to the races. We'll see every once a year."
Right. Yeah, follow-ups. Yeah. All right, time for us to take that second break and pay some bills. When we return, we'll continue our discussion. Who knows where we'll go next? We'll find out as we return. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor? If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace Re-Rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, we're back. Oh, you got it. Oh, you still smoking that too?
No, my vape pen. This one's been
vape pen. Okay.
Everywhere, and I'm not happy. Like it's a bad one. It's the first bad one I've gotten, and it's a bad one.
Is it one of those ones that feels like it's plugged? You can suck till your face goes blue and your cheeks are touching each side?
Kind of, yeah, but no, it's like leaking, like from the bottom.
Oh, it's leaking. Oh no, is it? Oh, I hate that. Oh,
right, like, and it's like, what the fuck?
You know what happens to leaky cartridges?
Yeah,
what happens to your batteries with leaky cartridges?
Yeah, it wrecks it.
See this?
Yeah.
Right here. This is what happens. It pulls the end out of the battery. This battery was charged once, and it was never emptied. It's still like 3/4 full.
You can't use it
because the cartridge leaked.
Excuse me. Well, you know it's good if I'm sneezing.
So when I go in, when I ask for a cartridge, because I do use cartridges myself, I'll ask them, "Does it leak?"
Well, I go into the store. They always give me a receipt in case I have problems with the receipts. With the cartridge. That's the only thing that you can actually return back to a legal store, and they'll do. Any other thing, like, they won't. Like, if you can't open a bag of weed and you take it home, you smoke one, you don't like it, you can't take it back. They say get a hold of the producer. They can do whatever, right? But if I have a problem, and I've never had a problem, but that's one thing they always say: make sure you take your receipt, because if you have a problem with your vape, we'll take it back.
Because I understand where you come from.
Right? So they must have some concessions for that or something.
Yeah. Earlier I had mentioned about the fact that I had only had opiates while I was hospitalized, and cannabis was my painkiller meds. I see there's a report out now, a federally funded study down in the U.S. that's saying that opioid prescriptions drop in states that legalize cannabis.
I think that it drops everywhere where there's legalized cannabis.
I completely agree.
And here's the thing: opioid deaths in Canada are not because of opioid overuse; it's because of the toxic drugs that are on the streets. It's not because the drugs that they're using the drug use is more. It's because the drugs are toxic. They're not drugs, and that's why people are dying. There's such like a high level. Like I said, them catching that big fucking fentanyl fucking lab in British Columbia here. Really slowed down the toxic drugs in this province, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was 3 months ago, so they're really seeing an effect of that here. But again, we still have toxic death deaths, but what they're finding, and what the BC coroners decided to do, instead of concentrating on the houseless people that are dying on the street, there are people that are ages between 30 and 50 that are using alone at home that are dying. Any stats about, because they don't know because they're at home using alone. So never mind the stats of the people that are dying houseless on the street of opioid overdoses. There's a number of people that are dying between the ages of 30 and 50 in every province that are at home alone using it. There's no stats. Nobody
there to help whatsoever.
So that's what we've got a new coroner here in British Columbia that said that was something that they would like to concentrate on, as well as the houseless addiction crisis that we have across our country. I'm not going to say it's specifically to British Columbia. It's bad here too, but I think it's equally bad across the country. Now that's due to lack of housing, trauma. There's all kinds of reasons that people use.
Right?
And I will tell you this straight up, and it's not per se the doctor's fault per se, but anybody who suffers from cancer is given high levels of opioids while they're dealing with chemotherapy. Once they go into remission, they are yanked off all those drugs. There's no
Stone cold's not going cold turkey doesn't help. No,
you're fucked. So I know a lot of those people that are like, not a lot, but I know a few that are either in remission from cancer that were yanked off their opioids immediately, and your body is addicted and you're sick.
Yeah.
And then you start using, so you end up losing your job, which leads to you losing your home, which leads to you being on the street, houseless with an addiction problem due to having fucking cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's not because they didn't get free health care. They absolutely do. These doctors have to understand, and they do. Now, whether it's the person themselves that overused the opioid, I'm not saying it's the doctor. I'm not saying, but there's a breakdown there in this whole system.
They gotta work with the patient to make sure that they wean them off of the opioids.
Right, but again, if the patient's not willing, I mean, there's like that's a double-edged sword too, right? Like, how willing and able is the patient willing to come off those drugs?
Well, there's that too, for sure. Yeah. Now, these aren't opiates, but on Tuesday, during the Hi Guys, I did a product review. There's these things called blips.
Oh yeah, and what are they? Are they caps or are they cough drop kind of thing?
I didn't do that right. They're tablets. It says they're tablets, so I opened it up, right, thinking they'd be capsules, but they're these little
like mints.
Yeah.
Now,
so I was told that you chew on them. Okay, and so I think anybody who watches the Hi Guys will see my reaction to chewing on them was like, wow, like there was a little bit of citrus flavor and then it disappeared and it was like almost chalky in the end. And I was sort of questioning, like, tablets, maybe I was supposed to swallow them, but I was told by the person at the store that you chew them. And then I thought, well, maybe you suck on them, but that didn't seem right either. So before the show, I thought I'd pull up some information on them. And just so you know, these are 10 milligrams of THC a piece, and you get 25 tablets. So the container is 250 milligrams of THC, but as I showed you, it's a little white tablet. So some people would say, well, what kind of THC is in there, right? What was it made from? Was it created from yeast?
Yeah, like what's it made from?
Yeast can make THC. Yeah. They can make cannabinoids with yeast. Now, so I went looking for, as I mentioned, looking for some information on this. So the first, I thought I pulled up a store, but it seems to be, it's a review on this website instead. And they say that it costs them $23, and it cost me a little bit more than that. And then they said that was a good part, that it was, not bad price wise, 10 milligrams for 25 tablets. And they said the bad part is that it's an actual product.
That's a great review there, guys.
That's what it says. That's
very truthful.
Okay, now I'm going to bring it up. This is on a website called theounce.ca. They say, I'm not sure how they cooked up this weird edible. He says, first I tried sucking on it like a mint. because it smells spicy and nice and citrusy. When I put it in my mouth, it initially had vitamin C-like taste, but after about 5 seconds, the flavor disappeared, and it became an unpleasant, rough lump on my tongue. So he tried to chew one. He says that was his second mistake. The texture was gritty and got stuck in my teeth and cheeks.
Oh
no! He says on another attempt to down one, he says I swallowed the tablet like a pill. He says that seemed to work the best. Yet the little triangles do have a tendency to get stuck in your throat. So he says to gulp them down with a large glass of water.
Oh, Jesus. That just sounds like a verbal fucking product you would think about.
When you chew them into powder and they seem to take effect quickly and noticeably, is what he says. It takes about 15 to 30 minutes. He says, I'm looking forward to Blips 2.0.
Are you going to make it with chocolate flavor this time? Great.
So yeah, I won't be buying these again.
No, don't. Who?
I'm gonna have to share that with Al on Tuesday.
Yeah. Who's the provider?
Follow up. What's that?
Who's the provider?
Indiva.
Interesting.
But I really like that. I don't mind that. I can do it with one hand. Some people maybe with arthritic hands might have.
They're all like that. Like,
Are they?
I can't do it. This is like the little I don't know if they have any. Even the little tubes like come in containers like that. These.
See, I gotta roll myself a joint for after the show.
Yeah, I should roll.
My tube is empty.
I should roll one for Alvin.
I got this dude too from Kelly while at the TY Expo. You hear that? That's proper. I never worry about getting the joint wet with this.
No doubt. That's got some seal to it.
Yeah.
I've got a box of, I call it the cock box. Remember I used to talk about the cock box? It's my suitcase with a rooster on it.
Yeah.
That thing's stuffed in over here full of stuff still. I have so much paraphernalia and crap laying around in boxes, like it's ridiculous, and I never use any of it. I found all my stuff from
mine's in bins in front of me right here.
My I got from my trophy, all their ears are broken off. Like I don't know, even like my little owl that I got from Nart Glass, the owl ears are broken off. I don't even know where it is now. Like it's just like, yeah, my trophy.
Yeah. I used to have an office with all that stuff in it.
It was all in the buffet, and then things just got knocked over and it got broken.
Yeah, well, some people put it. They call it what it's there's a name, atrophy or something. They were put all their collection of stuff into like a cabinet.
Oh, I've got 2 of them stuffed already. I need a third. Oh, that's bad. Like if I give you a view of my room of my stuffed animals, right? My husband like thinks like, I got stuffies all along here. This is my latest acquisition. Like, I have to have this because it,
Oh, you don't have a nug then?
What?
A nug. It's a stuffy.
No.
It looks like a nug, but it's a stuffy.
Oh no, I don't. I got a Stitch.
You need a nug. Nug. Ask MJ about them.
I will.
She's got one. She brings it to the rallies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she puts it in the stroller, her baby stroller. And and she puts it in the stroller and she pushes it around.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
It comes in handy for when you got stuff to carry with you when you're doing the march, right? You just put it in the stroller.
With your nug. I would have to go for my dog. Here, can I bring my dog with me? That's the other thing. Like, I'm not fine with no dogs. And then fucking They want $165 to fucking bring a
You
suitcase.
told me. Yeah. That's crazy.
So I'm like, how am I gonna fucking? How many layers of clothes can I put on at once?
And that's only one way.
One way.
So you're looking at $310 just to carry a bag.
So the flight's $420, and then another $165 for one bag, and then another $70 for a carry-on. So it's almost $800. That's round trip though. But yeah,
it's round trip, $400 each way.
About that. So it's no different than
that sounds a little better. Average is out $400.
Except the bag was $50, right? Like I still paid $50 for my bag the last time I flew 10 years ago. It was $164 fucking dollars.
Well, that's what I guess when it was all in one price, and people want to see the price go down. So yeah, that's sort of, I look at it as like our hydro bills. It used to all be included in one price, and everybody wanted them broken down. How much for this? How much for this? How much for that? In order to get that total bill, and that's what the airlines have done, and they just keep cranking up the prices, and they keep adding things to it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I see it in the news all the time, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a month out. I have some money tucked away already, so
yeah.
I just have to wait for next payday because Alvin's home, so I had to sacrifice.
Right.
You know how that goes.
Yeah. Let's see. I got another study here. More than half of beer drinkers are open to trying cannabis-infused beverages, which is good.
It is. We've got a non-alcoholic beer that we actually carry at the store. Molson makes a non-alcoholic beer. That and people buy it with Clamato juice all the time so they can drink beer and clam and not have any,
Yeah. They say almost up to 60% of the people that identify as beer drinkers were open to trying cannabis beverages.
I think they'd find it's different. It's not the same. I'm glad they're open to it, but they're not going to get the same feeling, and it's going to take way longer, and
they will.
They probably overconsume and end up greening out.
Well, see, with the I look at the beverages and that because it's not normally it's not regular. It's like can be distillates and all this other stuff, but I don't. Some of it seems to react quicker.
Yeah.
Than what what we're used to from 20 years ago.
I'm just not I've never really been much of a consumer of it. Like drink wise, edible wise, it just usually puts me to sleep, honestly. And
yeah.
Not having fun. Or me sitting here going, oh.
Like I did 5 of these during Tuesday's show.
Was it worth it?
all in a row. I ate one and ate the other one.
So yeah, but I mean, was it worth it? Like, was it worth doing that?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't feel anything as far as feeling high or anything like that. Would it be like maybe a micro dose, maybe type effect?
5 of them wouldn't that be 50 milligrams?
Huh?
5 of them wouldn't that be 50 milligrams?
That's 50 milligrams, correct?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's not a micro dose. Like that's a fairly fucking big, for an average. Like somebody doesn't get.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it didn't get me. Like for some people, one. Believe me, I've had experience with people who've had 10 milligrams and had too much.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, but yeah, and myself, I've tried to figure out where I can go as far as the milligrammage. Where's my limit?
I think
even that's been all over the map.
Here's my take on that. Because it's the same with alcohol with me, like because I had a few drinks over Christmas and stuff too, and it was like I should be fucking staggering around fucking drunk. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, nothing. Like, I mean, absolutely fucking nothing. I was stone cold sober. I think our absorption rate, like, because we've had, like, because of our, like, our absorption with our Crohn's and our colitis, I think that we're not, like, especially when we're drinking or eating anything, we don't absorb the same as, say, somebody with alcohol disease, right? So where they're getting the effects and getting the higher, our body's just, like, kind of treating it like a toxin and pushing it out.
We're
That's
not. Yeah, we don't. Our absorption isn't as good as
or whatever it is. Like,
somebody with a good bowel. Oh yeah, well that's why my doctor had me on injections for methotrexate because of the concerns of my bowel wouldn't absorb the pills.
right? And I'm not finding that with the pill like that so much, but anything liquid.
Yeah,
Right?
well, it's all absorption is sort of yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Like maybe
Mhm.
the methotrexate it's not working that great. That's why I'm flaring all the time. That could be true. Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I know she
Unfortunately,
was.
you say maybe. Yeah.
She wants me. She's been wanting me to do the injections for early, and I just.
Oh, so it's already been discussed then.
I just don't want to do it. I just. Fucking nah.
I understand. Believe me, I did it for 3 years. I completely understand.
You can't even have a health nurse come and inject you because it's too toxic for somebody to inject you with. You have to do it yourself. So I can't even have a health nurse come and inject me. So I have to do it myself. I can't even have somebody in my family do it without wearing hazmat. So
My
why
very
put that in my body?
My very first methotrexate injection, I didn't have a clue. Nobody taught me how to do anything.
Ugh.
We just told to go pick up the stuff at the pharmacy. So I did. So I made an appointment to go to our medical center to have the nurse there do it.
Yeah.
So I made the appointment. I went and had it done. When she came out to administer the injection, she was wearing a full chest down apron, gloves, a mask, and goggles.
Yeah.
And I said, "What are you doing wearing that?" And she said it was safety protocol because just getting it on her could cause her to get cancer. I went, "You want to put that inside me?" And you're worried about getting it on your skin? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I got on the call, I got talking to the doctor, I'll tell you. And
I mean, I've been told not to like have my like even like just use the bathroom myself. Don't have any other females in the bathroom use it because it can cause like anybody pregnant. It can cause miscarriage. It can cause infertility. And I'm like, what the fuck am I taking this shit for?
Yeah.
If I don't take this shit, I can't get out of fucking bed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh fuck! It just sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, I got to the point where I spoke up. I said I need the pills. I gotta try these because this injection is just and that's I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that they won't like even if they could wear all that stuff. I don't give a shit if they for you to receive it. So you could see if that's something that can actually improve because your bowel is not absorbing it. But if they won't even administer it to you because it's so risky, like.
Well, yeah, I've got a friend here in town that she asked if the health unit could come, or it was not the health unit, but home care, right? Because she had surgery, right? But it was an RN. And they said no, that because they have to wear like full hazmat and it's super dangerous and they're not.
No.
So I think they taught her daughter, who was like in high school, how to fucking administer the shot to her mom.
Yeah, I actually when I saw my specialist to have that discussion, he showed me, and I actually did an injection in his office, but I inject myself with freezing. Just put a little bit of freezing in it and showed me the process, how to do it all and everything, right? And then at first I thought, cool, pulling it out, clearing the air out of it and all that.
Yeah. Like I said, I can go get a tattoo, but fucking blood tests, like, and here you gotta book the blood test like 3 months in advance. So I'm already 3 months.
So you're like going in to having blood pulled. Oh, what about an IV?
I've never had to have one except for when I had Taven. And then the doctor, literally had put my fucking hand on, just like fucking yank, put it right there. He's like, I'm thinking, baby, fucking doctor, fucking what's his fucking nuts and Tabor? Yeah, he's like, I'm not
here. I'll tell you, there are some nurses out there that do excellent jobs putting IVs in. Yeah. Like, I don't watch them. I can't watch them. I just take my arm, right? And there's some that do fantastic jobs. And I have run into some that, all of a sudden my thumb has started to buzz in a painful way while they're trying to put the IV in.
I guess I did run.
I'll just tell them, and then they'll change course, right?
Yeah, no, when I was pregnant with Taven, I did run around for an IV. That nurse was pretty good. She actually froze it. First, she did it. She was awesome. But when I went into labor with him, my doctor just jammed her in there. I was like, what the fuck? Like, Anyway, but I'm not good with any of that shit. No.
Okay, well, I see we're at the bottom of the hour. We've got the newbie and the doobie coming in behind us at the top of the hour. For anybody who's tuned in and you're looking to get your medical cannabis license here in Canada to grow, if you check our chat, I've added the links in there where people can go and print the forms and submit it. If you've got a doctor that will sign, the forms are there. So
and if not, reach out to Limestone Hydroponics in Kingston, Ontario. They can help you. And I'm sure there's probably other clinics somewhere, but that's a for sure place. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. You'll see in our closing. Well, actually, in our closing, we don't have them in our closing because I've already ran the commercials.
Limestone Hydroponics in Kingston, Ontario.
Correct. Limestone City Hydroponics.ca. They have a medical signing clinic. You can go in there and they can help you get your paperwork signed if you don't have a doctor that can do that for you. So there you go. Right. And they'll do all that, help you out with the growing paperwork and so on and so forth. So, all right. Anything else?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe cannabis and coffee on Monday. What's marijuana? Can't forget that.
All right.
Only I slept through it, but I won't again.
You won't again. Okay. All righty. Other than that, thanks everybody for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Really appreciate it. Also, thanks to our sponsors, legacy420.com, Limestone City Hydroponics.ca, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, as well as At-Eze.ca. And as I said, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And other than that, good night. Bye-bye. Let's share PACE everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.